So we're going to take a look at what are homes in Monterey County going for right now. Going to look at the current hot sheet, but if you want the daily updated list, there should be a link below that I'll put, and I update that daily, and it shows you anything that's new on the market in Monterey County or any changes in Monterey County, like in the last 3 days or so. Top. Okay, so this is a coming soon members only, but just talk to your realtor if you want to take a look at this one. This is 6,590,000. And that is on 14 San Clemente Trail. And I can see here, got some really nice finishes on this one. Gorgeously done. I love the ceilings. So that one's coming soon. So take a look at that one. And then we can go to a sold one here on Outlook, 24520 Outlook. And this one started at 1195, closed at 1.1 million. It's a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,800 square feet. So it kind of gives you an idea of what 1.1 million will get you in Carmel. So it's a nice place there. That's a sold. And this is 146 Calle de la Ventana. This one's gone into contract. Price was reduced to 1,175,000, and that's sold. That's after 151 days on the market. This is going a little bit further out of Carmel Valley. So that one is a cottage and a guest house. It's about 1,200 square feet on the house. Looks like we got a little cottage with it as well. So some nice setups there, some nice finishes on that. Looks like the guest house was about 528 square feet and the house was 1,200 square feet. That and 136 Hacienda. These are the 55 plus community townhomes or kind of like connected attached homes, but they call them condos. And that was for 700,000. That's for a 2 bedroom, 2 bath in Carmel. The HOA there is 1,600 a month for these in haciendas. They are nice. They're located up against the foothills. They all have beautiful views. This is a good entry level one into the Carmel area, maybe second home or retirement. You do have to be 55 or over in this community, but really nice setting, nice amenities. And now we're moving over to Castroville Boulevard. This was a fixer-upper opportunity. This one started at 699. They dropped their price to 650 and now they're pending. So that's good. Good deal on that one. Congrats to those buyers. I thought that was a good value. 273 Merlot in Greenfield just came on the market, 569,000, 4 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,350 square feet. So that's a new one on the market, 3 days on the market. So if you're in the market in Greenfield, that's a good one. And then we've got bouncing back over to Marina, 799,000 is what you'd pay in Marina for a 3 bedroom, 1 bath, 1,000 square feet. And Cypress Lakes contingent, 769,000 after a price reduction, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,330 square feet. This is just near the freeway there in a nice little cul-de-sac according to the description here. So really nice unit there. And then moving on, we've got closer to Reservation Road, 3256 Vista del Camino Circle in Marina, 799, 3 bedroom, 1 bath, 1,000 square feet. But check out the lot size. That's a 9,300 square foot lot. So that's a pretty good opportunity there for a possible ADU or something. Then we jump over to a condo in Marina, 189 San Pablo. This is number 13. That's sold for 589. So how much are condos in Marina? How about 589,000 for a 3 bedroom, 1.5 bath condo in Marina? Let's see what the HOA would be there for this complex. 375 a month. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, so then we've got 275 Skyview. This is a single family home. So these are the newer homes. So this was built 3 years ago in 2022. It's a 3 bedroom, 3 full bath, 2,400 square foot home. That will cost you 1,285,000. That's a sold number. Now we're moving over to Monterey. This is 25435 Hidden Mesa Road. This has been on the market 498 days. They just dropped their price, drastic reduction on that one to 1,295,000. So that's a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath in Monterey, kind of a modern 2-story. Let's take a look. It's been a while since I saw this one. Yeah, I remember it now. Beautiful views from this one. It's a really nice one there. Very nice. Okay, so that's one there. And still staying in Monterey, this is Forest Ridge Road. These are condos. This is how much is a condo in Monterey, if you ask? You can get one for 643,000. This is a 2 bedroom, 1 bath for 1,039 square feet. And your HOA there is 737 a month on that. So, and they just reduced their price from 670 to 643. And now I've got one on Van Buren in Monterey. This has gone pending, 1,295,000 for a 5 bedroom, 3 bath, 2,400 square foot home. Give you an idea on that one. I think I've seen this one before. So there you go, 1,295,000. A little bit of TLC for this one, so it's kind of a project house, but pretty good price. So that didn't last long. You know, things are about almost 50, 60 days on the market is the average time on market currently. And so for that to go in 34 days shows that was a pretty good value. 43 La Playa in Monterey. This is a condo. Okay, how much does an oceanfront condo cost me in Monterey? They were asking 1,638,000 on that one. Your HOA will be 700 a month. That's for a 2 bedroom, 2.5 bath condo on the water. You can kind of see from the arrow here. This is just steps over to Del Monte Beach and the trails and Fisherman's Wharf down the road. Fisherman's Wharf is right up here, and there's your trails. So there you go. This just kind of cements what I tell people that I know from LA or San Francisco. Like we're a good bargain compared to like Malibu or some of the San Francisco pricing. Um, Monterey Bay is still just such a bargain. You know, anywhere along the Central Coast, Monterey, Cambria, Morro Bay, anywhere in between, just really, really good values. Pismo Beach. These are all just prices are still to me amazing compared when you look at places down south. Uh, so this is Boots Road in Monterey, 1.7 million pending, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,900 square feet. So again, showing the market's not dead, and we're only halfway through. Now this is just the last 3 days activity in Monterey County. And here's another one in Monterey, 93940 zip code. This is a sale price of 1,055,000. This is a sold number for a 4 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,524 square feet. It will cost you $1,055 in Monterey. Another one in Pine Hill, 1,500,000 for a 2,500 square foot home in Monterey. Sold. Another sold, Manjares Road, 6,450,000 is what a 5,800 square foot home in Monterey will cost you. That's with 4 bedrooms and 4.5 baths, 6,450,000. Let's take a quick look in Monterey. So very nice, gorgeous views, set in the country. You're looking for again, these are great prices. I mean, relatively speaking, when you look at the coastal zone of California. So 6.4, that started at 6.9, by the way, and closed at 6.4. So do not be afraid to just make an offer on a property. Let's see, let's go back. This one was on the market 181 days. So if you see something on the market, days on market's high, and something you're interested in, there's just shows you can negotiate. This is 142 11th Street. How much is a home in Pacific Grove? How about a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,655 square feet? That went pending in 2 days for 1.5 million. We won't know the final number till it closes, but that's what 1.5 million will get you near the the rec trail in Pacific Grove. A quick little tour of that. Looks good. So there you go. 1.5, 1,565,000 officially. And Sage Court in Pacific Grove. These are great. These are near the Country Club gate. And these are condos officially. And but they're attached. A lot of them are single level. This single level, how much is a single level condo in Pacific Grove? Two bedroom, two bath, 1,200 square feet. That's going to be $900,000 for Pacific Grove, and that's going to be for 644 a month HOA. So that was a good value for someone. Let's take a quick tour of the inside just so you know what you're getting. These do have two-car garages. Nice little places, nice little patios. So that's what you're looking at, built in 1972. That one seemed to have some original stuff in it still. So 900,000 kind of gets you just uh, a well-maintained, non-updated condo in Pacific Grove. Let's see, 1029 Bronco Road in Pebble. Now we're getting over to Pebble. How much is a three-bedroom, two-bath, 1,300 square foot home in Pebble Beach? 2,750,000 just on the market. So this just came on 3 days ago, near the water and on the golf course. And you got your own little putting green in your front yard as well. Thought that wasn't allowed, but I guess if you got one in the backyard, you can have one in the front yard. And as long as it's not on 17 Mile Drive, was always that famous house that had to tear out his golf yard in the front. So this is gorgeous. That's on Bronco Road. So nestled there along Country Club West. So good location. So that's 2,750,000 or 3.2 in Pebble. And then Oak Knoll Road in Pebble for how much is a four-bedroom, four-bath home in Pebble Beach? 3,400,000. That's a sold number. Again, just to show you the bargain hunting that can happen, they started at 3.8 million, closed at 3.4. And that was after 113 days on the market. And let's see what 3.4 million gets you. There you go. Modern design. Looks good. This is a gorgeous one. This one's semi-updated. Looks good. And that's on Oak Knoll. David Will, the architect. So very nice one. All right. And then we go to 522 East Alvin in Salinas. This one went contingent at 665,000, 5 days on the market. So that didn't last long at all. So that's a good value there. Right on Alvin. So it's a little busy street, but 665 for a three-bedroom, two-bath in Salinas on a 5,600 square foot lot. Not too bad. I know what might be happening there. Someone might be slapping an ADU in the back of that one. Okay. Then we get over to Las Palmas, 21854 Stonegate in Salinas. Contingent after a price reduction to 755. That's a three-bedroom, two-and-a-half bath in Las Palmas. So how much does a three-bedroom, two-and-a-half bath cost you in Las Palmas? 1,400 square feet or so. 755,000 was the asking price on that. And that's after 32 days on the market. And Tyler Street in Salinas, now getting back into town. This is a 619,000 that's pending after 2 days on the market, three-bedroom, two-bath. So it just shows you anything priced in the low sixes is going to go pretty quick, and if it's in pretty decent condition. So let's take a look at this. Yep, this one looks good, looks clean. A little bit of AI in there. The furniture. Okay, there you go. So semi-updated, 619, 2 days on the market. 329 San Juan Grade Road. This is a sold number, 645,000. Three-bedroom, one bath. I remember seeing this fixer-upper, but look at that. It was a 10,000 square foot lot. That was a good value. That went fast. And then you have 330 Woodside, number 104. This is off of Blanco. This is a 675,000. That's a sold number. They started at 699. and days on market almost 90. That was for a two-bedroom, two-bath, 1,285 square foot condo. Woodside condos are nice. They're gated. I've sold one recently in here. Great location near in South Salinas, and it's gated. HOA is reasonable. This one's 500 a month on that. And that was again 675,000 for a two-bedroom, two-bath, single-story condo, 1,285 square feet. 1221 Parkside in North Salinas. This is a sold number. So how much does a three-bedroom, two-bath, 1,700 square foot house cost you in North Salinas? The answer is $759,000. And then we've got 1615 Lucerne. It's a three-bedroom, one bath, and that's in Del Monte Heights in Seaside, actually. I said Salinas, but we're back over to Seaside now. This is 650,000 for a three-bedroom, one bath, 1,000 square feet, and that went pending or contingent within 30 days. 1787 Laguna in Seaside. So if you wanted a little bit more of a home there, that's a three-bedroom, two-bath, 1,200 square foot. That's going to be 839,000. That's off of San Pablo and Laguna in Seaside. 839,000. Let's see what that gets you. We're seeing this one come up. Yep. That's it. That was a good number. So, and they started at 880, pending at 839. Days on market, 103. And then 1524 Luxton. This is how much does a two-bedroom, one bath cost you in Seaside? That's 784 square feet. 699,000. That's a sold number. So someone paid $699 for that two-bedroom, one bath in Seaside, and that's a good value. That's off of Broadway, and it looks like this one had been maybe dolled up. Let's take a look. Some nice staging. Let's take a look at the kitchen and bathroom if I can get to it. There we go. Yep, bathrooms are updated. Looks good. Yeah. See, people are looking for move-in ready. So if you're considering selling and wondering why my home isn't selling, this is about average, 37 days on market. That's about the average right now, between 30 to 45, maybe 50 days, depending on pricing. But this one sold at $699, 37 days on market. And almost wrapping up here, 700 Elm Avenue. How much is a two-bedroom, one bath in Seaside? Another one here sold at $730. And the last one we have is 1278 San Antonio. Now we're over in Soledad, a two-bedroom, one bath, and these are the newer condos. This one sold for $390. They started at $399. After 23 days on the market, they took $390. That is a final sale price number. The good thing about these is the HOA is $160 a month, so not bad. And I believe these have to be owner occupants. You cannot rent these out. So good buy, good value if you're looking for an entry-level property in Soledad. I believe those are all built out, so I don't know if they're still selling the new ones. So there you go. There's your update for Monterey County the last 3 days. Got some sun in my eyes here. So gives you a good idea. So if you want the current list, no matter when you're watching this, click below on the link.